Alright, so I'm going to speak about, when a vision calls out to you, you have a one-time opportunity to respond. It's not going to keep coming again and again. And I'm going to take you back to a vision like when I was 4 years old. This is the Mumbai Marine Drive Nariman Point skyline, and my parents were strolling me on the next to Marine Drive in a little toy car, and I was a kid, and I saw those towering buildings, those hotels, and we couldn't afford a house there, and we couldn't even afford a night stay in one of those hotels. And my dad mentioned somewhere to my mom that only industrialists can live there. And I don't know what it meant, but that really became my dream. That's who I wanted to be. And fast forward many years from then, I was working as a corporate lawyer at a law firm. And I was successful in every sense of the word, was doing well, and I saw people around me who were working 14 to 16 hours a day. But somewhere I felt that I don't really belong here. I was in my 20s, and the thought of being there in my late 30s didn't just add up for me. I was afraid of having a midlife crisis, and if I worked so hard, did so much, I wanted it to count for much more. But how? I did not have capital, I did not have a business background except for an Agarwal surname, and that wouldn't count alone. So it was one of those days at a party in Dubai from our employer. My friend jumped in. He was my classmate and my best friend and now my business partner, and he's here. And he said, look, we had been hatching plans to start something of our own, and he said, look, if you don't do it, I'd hate to do it without you, but I'll have to try it out on my own. And I felt something call out to me. And it was like, if I didn't do this, I am going to regret it. Yes, if I tried it, I might fail, but it just appeared to me in that moment that the fear of regret was much, much bigger than the fear of failure. And I chose to jump in. I did not have a full vision. It was just like a piece of a lifeline, right? And I took that and I put in my resignation. And where I worked, my seniors had a bunch of things to say. Some of them said, you're just 1 year into work. I am reviewing your work here, and how are you going to train other people? You're not trained yourself. Another senior laughed with a chuckle and said, oh, you're tired so fast, burnt out already. Another senior said, think again. For 24 hours I'm giving you, don't worry, think. I was like, no, I'm ready. And a lot of their doubts resonated with me. I was scared, but and if that happens for you, I just want to tell you something. There are things in your life that will appeal to you. That's your vision. Even if it's like a little straw in the wind and you can latch on to that, it will not resonate with other people, but they will question you. And if you got to learn to listen to what's coming up inside. Even if it's not the full picture, it's just a part of the puzzle and you can't see the puzzle, it doesn't matter. If you see your dreams questioned, jump in, take just the first step, it's enough. Fast forward, I started my business, and obviously I didn't have a business background, and we faced many challenges. It was difficult to hire people. People whom we hired would leave after getting trained for well-paying jobs. Investors said that this is probably a lifestyle business. It might finance a cushy lifestyle for two of you, but it won't be scalable. There were mentors who said, oh, this is really not possible. Okay, but we continued to plow on, we innovated, we decided if our customers succeed, we're going to succeed. We had single-minded focus on that. And we started to hire mothers who were working from home for us, and we realized that turned out to be the most loyal workforce for us, and we built an entire company based on that. The moment we got our initial success, MNC started copying us, venture-funded competitors jumped in, right? And it's just that one thing that counted. We cared about our customers succeeding more and more and more, and we plowed on. Fast forward many years from then, this was 12 years from when I quit my job. And we had an IPO at the National Stock Exchange. It was 1 year back, January last year. And this is a picture of me, my family, my partners there from our IPO ceremony. But what I want to share here is that, you know, people might question your vision. And if after hearing all of this, you feel somewhere that, you know, you have that little thought that makes you want to jump in, take action, but you don't know where it's all going to lead, that's okay. The vision also may not be fully yours. You might borrow it. It doesn't exist. You know, you don't make it in a business coaching session. You don't make it in MBS. You don't make it in a, you know, in a classroom. It gets forged from your life experiences, your traumas, your ambitions, your pains and your sufferings. All of these things you don't want and things you want, all of that combines to create bits and pieces of your vision, and you don't need to have it fully, and it doesn't need to be yours. You can borrow it, you can get inspired by others' visions as well, and keep acting on step by step. Each step you take will give you the courage to take the next one. It will be a choice you want to make, but if you want to live regret-free, then when a vision calls, you respond. And I am right now 36, and I started, and you know, I can say that I did not want to lead a life of regrets when I quit. And I can feel that, you know, at least I'm living the life of fulfillment. Is it going to be hard? Well, whatever you do, life is going to throw challenges at you. So you have a choice, you know, whether to feel lack of fulfillment, having not tried, and difficulty, or difficulty but fulfillment. Discomfort but growth, right? And I leave it here. Thank you so much.